Hello, everyone. Welcome to this. Apparently, there's going to be two sessions today, so this is the first one. So, what is this? Well, no one really knows what this is. There are really no statements that can capture this. There are many attempts, many attempts to try to define or describe this. Well, this is everything, yet this is also nothing. So the seeming exchange of empty words, this, the laughter that erupts at the absurdity of talking about this, the lightness of not knowing, the aliveness of what is, even on the opposite or the flip side, when what is being suggested gets very confrontational, the seeming contradictions and limitations of words in trying to express this, the attempt to express a clarity that cannot be conveyed through words. Since this is already clear, it does not require any more clarification, but words seemingly come out of nowhere to try to express this. And there's also the sincere admission that nothing can be given since what is seeking this is already this. It's just that simple. What is longing for this is already this. In that futility of longing for what already is and the hopelessness of it all, there's like an unbroken goldenness, a silence that is even in the seeming darkest of moments, although there are no moments. What always rings true and clear is that all of this is this, and also none of this. So what this is, a seemingly unthinkable, unfathomable, unknowable, ungraspable this, yet is always this. This does not move. This does not go anywhere. This does not need to be known. This does not require any doing at all. What is being expressed is the simplicity, and the directness is the intimacy of this. This without an opposite. Simply this and not two. The word this someone pointed it out that it's pronounced like DIS. It's the Filipino accent. This. It's just a label. It's just a sound. It's just a word. It's just made up for something that cannot be said in words. And what is that defies logic and what can never be imagined. Yet this is everything, again, but it's equally nothing. And that's even saying way too much of what is beyond comprehension. Any seeming description is impossible. It's an impossible quest because this does not require anything, no doing or tampering. Apparently, imagining this happens. This gets imagined as something, or even imagined as no thing, because this does not need anything. It gets imagined as a belief, as an understanding, as an absolute, as a truth, as a position. Although seemingly all of this might sound like a position because it's just trying to express what this is that cannot be expressed, there is, again, an admission that no one knows this. And that will seemingly feel like a position, but what's being expressed is what is this? This is, the boom, the silence, the wow. Incredible, stunning, yet it cannot be figured out. It's an unthinkable stillness. And any seeming movement is also this. This silence that is so loud, But any noise is also this. It can never be separated. Again, what is seeking for this is already this. So what is hearing this is also this. What is feeling this is also this, although this is not a feeling or an experience. Whatever seems to appear is this. Even the unseen is this. I'm trying to express this in silence. I'm not saying any words, but even that cannot capture this. It's impossible, but the impossibility is also the relief. The unknowable is also the relief. The hopelessness of it all is the relief, because there's nothing other than this. There's nothing beyond this, and there's nothing behind this. It's just this. Here it is. This. This mystery, this illusion, this idea of this, when it explodes as just this, when everything is just this, that is this is not is this, everything is this, then there's no separation really, because it's just all of this. When it's seen that there's really no one seeking this, because this is just this, seemingly seeking this when it's already this, then everything just becomes this. And also nothing is this. The separation that seemingly appears, or the veil of separation, is also this. The confusion is also this. The frustration is also this. The yearning is also this. And liberation is also this. And the apparent appearance of the obstacle to liberation is also this. It's like layers and layers and layers of this, but layers is just this. There are no layers to this. So the complexity of this is also the simplicity of this. Since no one ever gets this, meaning because everything or everyone is already this, but there's no everyone because it's just this. Again, these words will come up, these ideas will seem to appear, but the clarity that's being expressed here is undeniable. Not because of the words, not because of understanding. It's in the absence of that. And the absence of all of these words, the ideas about what's being said, the feeling of what's being said, the confusion or the doubt of what's being said, or even the acceptance of what's being said, when what's being said is not being heard. When what's being expressed is not being felt. In the absence of all of that, there's really nothing needed to describe what this is. Because this undeniableness of this does not require any kind of persuasion. No one can persuade you to this, because this is already this. And there's nothing that can be said about this. So even though there's nothing that can be said, if you want to talk about this, please go ahead. Thank you. If you would like to ask a question, you can raise your hand, or you can type a question. If you want to remain anonymous, you can type a question and I will not read your name.
Hi, Emerson.
Hello.
Kathy.
Oh, hi, Kathy. How are you
Hi.
doing? How are you?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Oh, I got to tell you, I love that profile picture.
Which one?
It makes me feel happy.
Oh, I don't know which
Yeah.
one.
The
But this
one,
profile picture?
no, the one on the channel, the one for the channel.
Oh,
It, I said, Kelsey must be tickling him. And it just makes me laugh
oh,
so hard.
no.
I'm telling you, because I make it so, wait, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
So
photo shoot. Oh, the photo
no,
shoot.
I
Okay.
mean, I made it blow up so that way I don't have to keep going to the channel, and then I have it,
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry to bring everybody down this morning, but
Oh, no.
all this, and when you're confronted with the heinous crimes, it's like,
Yeah.
I really want to have a God that I could pray to, or a
Yeah.
Hindi saint that I could justify it. It's really difficult. And yeah. Anyway, it's just like,
That's also this though, the
I know it's
wanting. You know
this,
what I'm
I know,
saying?
but it's when there's no support,
Yeah.
it's really painful to see.
Yeah.
It's really, really painful. I mean, I don't know.
But we'll chat soon.
It
We'll
never
chat soon.
bothered me before,
Yeah.
I mean, it did bother me, but like when I was there, I was always praying,
Yeah.
praying for them and praying for me that he wouldn't come out of the dunes, because that was my ride home. That's how I used to go home. And it never really bothered me like
Yeah.
this.
Well, this is not about a denial or an
It's
acceptance of,
terrible. It's
yeah,
really bad.
it's not about, it's not about a
It's
position
so
that there's
bad. It's
no,
just like, that's
y-
all I keep thinking about is that. And that's why I said, I don't know. You want to just be dead, really.
oh no.
You do.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I kind of want to be dead in a way.
Yeah.
I know, I didn't mean to bring the whole
No,
meeting
no, it's
down,
okay.
but
It's all right. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I mean, I have the profile picture, so I could put that on once in a while and have a good laugh. Try to have a good laugh anyway. And I'm sure it's going to pass. This anxiety, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's going to go away. I don't think it's going to last.
No.
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 Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm going to talk to you
Yes.
one of these days,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't
for
want to
sure.
I mean, like I said, I just couldn't help myself,
Yeah, no
because
worries. No worries.
it's just so raw.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not about well, what's being expressed here is it's not a
It's painful.
denial or an acceptance. It's neither
Shit,
of
it's
that.
painful. It's so
Yeah.
painful. I can't take it. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm
All
glad you're
right.
gonna listen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna try to unmute now, because I don't even know how to use this stupid phone.
No worries.
Unmute.
There's a question here. Hi, Emerson. I find a lot of relief in listening to what's being expressed. The relief is that I no longer have any kind of questions that's coming up. And that seems to be all right for now. But I also wonder, there is a question that is lingering. What is happening when there's a relief? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's the emptiness of everything. The relief is that there is just this absence of what seems to appear as reality, what seems to appear as a heaviness. Um, it's like a cloud that's passing. It's like the rain that is dropping or the wind that is blowing. There's a stillness, and what seems to be moving, it's passing. And what seems to be happening is also not happening. And what seems to be everything in chaos and anarchy is also nothing. So when there is a seeming kind of like what do you call that? A seeing that there's nothing behind anything, the emptiness of it all, then there's this peace that appears that's always been there. This peace that is unknowable, this peace that is absolutely still, that no matter what happens, is also this peace that cannot seem to be figured out. But not your peace, just peace. No one's peace. My mind is continually lost in thought, thoughts spinning new thoughts and stories, then actions taking place based on these stories and thoughts. Is there nothing I should do about this, or nothing I can do about this? If not, then how can this ever be recognized in this body mind? Does this mean this body mind is doomed to be perpetually lost? There's nothing that can be done about this. What seems to be appearing as thoughts is also this. What seems to be continuously lost is also this. All of these seeming actions taking place, all of these stories and thoughts are also this. And there's nothing behind this. So there is just these appearances of what seemingly is appearing as reality that sometimes can be called as, my thoughts being real, my problems being real, being lost in thought, all of these stories seeming real. But what's being expressed here is that nothing is doomed because all of that seemingly appearance is already this. So it doesn't matter if if the sky is dark and cloudy. It's just a cloud. No matter what seems to appear, it's just a cloud. It's just an appearance, and it's really nothing. No matter how seemingly rocky the situation is, it's always still. There's nothing that can be done about this because it perpetuates that there is this reality. Meanwhile, what's being expressed is just the radiance of the emptiness of this. It's just this. No matter what seems to appear, it's just this. And it's hard and it's difficult to see that when there's a chasing of this to be real or not real, when there is a grasping, although what's grasping is also this. So it gets caught up in the movement and it doesn't see the stillness in all of it. It gets caught up in all of the flurries. It does not see the peace. It gets caught up in all of this, but there's also no one getting caught up. So when it's seen that all of these appearances, all of these happenings, all of these seeming realities, all of this seeming confusion is always this. Again, what is seeking this is also this. So the seeming thoughts is also this. The seeming stories is also this. But there's no this. Simply that. Thank you.
I add something to that?
Oh, yes. Oh, hi. Hi,
Okay.
Corey. Nice to see you.
Hi. No, it's just that last gentleman speaking about his thoughts. It just prompts me to recall, if I might recall, a quote of Tony's, which really meant it was very useful for me. With all the thoughts that go round and round and round in the head, I remember him saying, yeah, he was saying, yeah, he said it's the me clinging on for dear life. It won't let go. So it's pumping out and all these
Yeah.
sorts. It doesn't want to die. And I don't know what you think of that, but I thought that was
Yeah,
quite,
it's the me thought just creating more thoughts to maintain that me is real. So
yeah,
it just keeps on backing up another one, backing up, right? So it's
it's like the me
that's
saying, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die.
yeah.
I'm going to keep you in here and send loads and loads of thoughts. Something like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautifully said. It's just a
Yeah,
clinging. It's just a stickiness, right? It's a grasping of a thoughts as being real. It's just to
yeah,
maintain it, because when it's not grasped, when it's seen that it's just happening, then there's really no me that's grasping. There's really nothing happening. It's just this flurries of thoughts that seemingly appears to maintain the thought that it's a me. That's basically it. Well, thank you. How's your son?
Oh, yeah. He just loved the meeting. And yeah, well, I haven't really been in touch. He's just working flat out all hours. But he's just he's all right. He just loved it. And I sent him the link for today. I don't know whether he's watching or not, whether he does night shifts and all sorts. But yeah, he was so in tune with it.
Oh,
And
good, yeah.
yeah, so it was so lovely.
Yeah, that
And
was a good meeting. That was I
I'll tell
loved it
you,
too.
oh, I can't tell you what it did for me. It's just amazing. Yeah, just so grateful. Lovely, lovely. I honestly couldn't believe this could have happened, to be honest. Miracle. Total miracle.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Emerson. And just very briefly, since I'm on, hold anybody up, but since I'm talking, yesterday, because I've got macular degeneration in my eyes,
Oh no.
and had it for some time, and it suddenly got worse a couple of weeks ago. And I went to the eye clinic yesterday and had all the tests, and I had a report back, and I was absolutely in despair. I had there's no hope. Nothing they can do. No, just get worse. Um, and the way it was delivered was really harsh. But anyway, that's not what I want to tell you. What I want to tell you is, yeah, I just cried my eyes out half the evening. And I
Oh,
couldn't believe it was happening. But today, it's like that never happened. Yesterday,
yeah,
only yesterday,
yeah,
there's smoking, and I've just got this real calm today.
yeah,
I'm like not going to believe what they said. I can't take that on board.
yeah,
You know, whether I should or shouldn't, but it's just so strange that I'm feeling such peace today.
yeah. Well,
Hmm.
beautiful. It the piece that cannot be understood is always is, right? And even at that extremity of a moment that it feels really, and then there's full onness of it, right? So sometimes it's full on kind of like sadness, but it's also full on peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard to describe.
So that was what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
that was like a dream, and that was only yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in body shock, total shock.
Yeah.
But today, yeah, what you were just saying, right?
Yeah. There's just this emptiness in all of it, right? It's like the dark cloud passed,
Mm.
or the dream that was so real also passed, right? But it's
Yes.
just what is. It's just this.
Wow. Gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Oh, just at the moment, I don't know where I am with anything really, but just peace.
Just
Peace.
peace. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oof.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank,
We'll chat again soon.
thank
And
you. So
say hi to your son. I
I
had
will.
fun talking to him too.
Oh, I'll tell him. Okay.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
send you the recording. I forgot. I'll send you the
Yeah,
recording.
yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you, Corey.
Big hug, Emerson. Big hug.
Thank you. Hi, Emerson. I just want to pipe in here as well that I feel that peace in these meetings, but what usually happens after the meeting is the chaos comes back. um, it's always peace, even in that chaos, right? The chaos that seems to appear temporarily is just that, it's the temporary. The peace that is being expressed here that cannot be expressed in words or experienced is the seeming permanence, although there's nothing, no such thing as permanence as an idea, but it's the infinite. It's what never moves, what can never be disturbed. It's always peace, no matter what. It might seem like full-on sadness, it might seem like full-on anger or full-on frustration, but when that passes away, what's always in the bottom line, or what's always is, what cannot be expressed when I say this, is that peace in no matter what. So the longing for that peace, what's longing for that peace is peace itself. What is seeking for that peace is already peace. So no matter what seems to appear, no matter what seems to happen, no matter what heavy the news is, there's always this peace that's not often noticed, but it's always is. So seemingly all of this frustration, the full onness of this frustration or chaos, as you mentioned, is also peace. There's nothing outside of peace. It's just always is peace. And again, that's just another word that seems to label what cannot be labeled. Thank you, Emerson. I'll just try to put on your videos nonstop so there'll be always be peace. It's not that. Well, thank you. It's not in the videos. It's not in what I say. It's in not what it's in the absence of what I say. It's in the absence of everything. It's yes, it's the peace that passes all understanding. Thank you very much, iPhone. It's the peace that it cannot be comprehended, but it's always is. It cannot be rejected or it cannot be accepted because it already is. And watching these videos is not really necessary. It's appreciated, but it's not. It's not what is. It's not a belief system. Thank you so much. Thank you. How is my health? It's really good. So think there's a few people that send me a lot of uh, um, care packages. So thank you for all the sweetness and some natural, health stuff as well, which is really, really great. And yeah, thank you. How can I send you cinnamon rolls? Oh, oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's so sweet. I'll give you my address later. Just joking. Appearance of thoughts, feelings, emotions, appearing as an appearance to an appearance. Yes. It's just all appearances of this. But it's always this. Hi, Emerson. Is the meeting at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock? It's at 3 o'clock. So after this meeting, there's going to be a couple of hours of break. Is the regular time for the Sunday meetings is 3 o'clock? Yeah. I should have made this into a 12 o'clock meeting, but I was just following what I did before. But yeah. Was there any despair or worry arising when you were going through the health issues a few weeks ago? Was there any change in how things are for you? Not really. I'm just being honest, right? There was just this pain of what is that seemingly, but it's not personalized. Um, there was a nonchalantness about everything. Um, and there's peace. But it doesn't really matter. It could have been some worry that appears. It doesn't matter if worry or no worry. It's just what is, right? So it's nothing that has. There was just this character is just, um, it's just what is. So there was no despair. There was no worry. There was nothing at all. But no deep aversion wanting to get rid of the pain. No, no. And I think that's what is, right? Because there is no more trying to get rid of it. There's no more trying to maintain it. So when there's a trying to get rid of the pain or something, then there is a maintenance of the pain. When it's just paining, it's just pain. And when it's not, when the seeming physical pain seemingly disappears, there's no thoughts about it. But when there is a rejection or an acceptance even of what pain is, then it becomes this story or narrative. Why is this happening to me? This should not happen to me. Or even if that appears, it's just seen as apparent appearances of what is. There's really no story behind it anymore. There's no one that is it's happening to seemingly, right? So there's just no aversion or no more narrative that's added to it. It's still brutally painful, what I'm saying? It's still gonna be this full-on pain, kind of like what Corey was expressing earlier. There was this seeming reaction and this full-on sadness, but what seemingly is not held on to anymore, the next day or a few moments later, it's just empty. It's like a bad dream. But there's also nothing wrong with despair or worry. It's just what is. When it's seen that everything is this, no matter what this appears as, then it's this, what seemingly appears is this. So there's no more trying to reject this because it's always this. There's no more trying to deny this because it's always this. There's not even a need for acceptance because it's always what this is. So what this is almost seemingly the dropping of the illusion that there's another this, that there's something better than this. So that's usually what happens in a story when there is a despair or suffering of something that's happening, because it imagines that there must be something other than this. But when it's seen that this is also this, no matter how painful it is, no matter how blissful it is on the opposite side of the spectrum, it's always this. So it doesn't have any separation from this, because this is seemingly in pain. But what pain is also this. So it's not separate at all. It cannot be separated. It's just what's appearing as separate. Oh no, I just found some email that people are, oh no, the meeting is locked. What is going on? Okay. Did you guys have any problems with the Zoom? I have apparently a few people that could not get through. Just a second. Much apologies. Uh-oh. Just a second, okay? I just realized that there's so many emails saying that they're all locked. I don't know how to respond to that. And this is supposed to be a makeup meeting. Oh no. Oh no. Why is the Zoom meeting locked? Did anyone, if you get that message or no? No?
No.
Yeah, I'm getting tons actually, like about at least. I'm just responding. Sorry, guys.
Take your time.
Yeah. Oh. Meeting locked by host. I did not lock anything. Weird. I did update the Zoom, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Meeting locked by host. Oh no.
But Emerson, sometimes people can enter with an old Zoom link. I tried that
Okay.
because it didn't work for me some weeks back. And then I
Okay.
just used another link from
Oh,
an
I
old
see.
meeting.
There's about like 15 at least people.
Casey just said maybe it's paywalled. I don't even know what that means.
No, I did not put a paywall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have a makeup for the makeup.
I know.
Never gonna stop.
Oh well. That's also peace. So much apologies, people that are probably going to have to listen to this later on. That was not intentional. It was just, I don't know what happened. So I'm trying to respond to all the emails. Hopefully that some of you can come in, but I don't know why it was. Yeah, everything is seemingly disabled. So, oh well, sorry. Okay. I should check the email right after, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. There seems to be a lot of happiness always with Emerson. It's just peace with whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's just what is. So it's a peace of peace no matter what seems to appear as peace. So it could be health issues, it could be anything. It's just at peace with whatever seems to appear. And it doesn't have to be happiness, right? It can be anything. It can be frustration. It could be being forgetful and screwing up the meeting. That's also what is. So yeah, peace in whatever seems to appear as peace. Yeah. Oh, there's more. I don't know what's happening. Okay. There's nothing that can be done because that's seemingly what happened there. I just have to make up another meeting. I don't mind. Still locked. Oh, I don't understand.
Can't you send them like a number and they go to their own Zoom thing?
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Gee, and I don't even know technology. So happy. Been to enough Zoom.
You do enough Zooms. Just a second.
Kathy, I am so impressed.
I
That
am
was
impressed
impressive.
too. Just a second, okay. Password. Okay. Still no joy. Just a second. This meeting has been locked by the host. Weird. Oh. So sorry about this. Even that's not working. So there was all this energy for a few weeks, months now. There's so much tiredness. This fluctuation is seen as not being okay. Like there is a waiting expectation for a more stable way of living or a different kind of day to day after all the seeking. Seemingly, I'm saying, and this is just also a story, right? There seems to be a kind of like an up and down that seems to appear like a meaning or being, the seeming fluctuation of okay, not being okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I am, but it's just this appearance that seems to appear as this or not this, but it's always this, no matter what this is. This apparent, when there was this really, really persistent, almost neurotic seeking energy that seems to appear, right? So when that is seen as, it's almost like all of this pent up energy that seems to be contracted. When there is a release of that, there's an initial kind of like a relief, but there's also seemingly a tiredness from all of that. Again, all of that is just a story as well. If you want to add more to that, please go ahead. Again, it's just what is seemingly appearing is always what it is, no matter what.
Hey, Emerson.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I do want to add a bit to this
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it seems so hard to, it's almost like there's a balancing act after this. I still cannot understand what happened when it didn't happen or whatever, but just
Yeah.
that everything stopped, and like we already spoke about, and life is very different at the same time. It's very much the same. It's not like big great adventures. It's just experienced in a very different way, and this is all very good, but there is this there is something still here that wants to understand, or something that cannot
Of course,
accept,
yeah.
or something that I don't know why I have 2 months of full energy and full creativity, and then all of a sudden I'm just so tired I can hardly
Yeah.
keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God I'm not working in this period of my life, but I wouldn't know how to balance that if I had to go to a work every day. It seems so erratic, this whole, like nothing is ever going to be stable.
Yeah, that's just another appearance, right? Because it's already
Yeah.
stable. It's already stable. It's always still. What seems to be appearing. But the seeming longing for that stillness creates this illusory appearance of tiredness of because it's seen that it's just still. You know what I'm saying? This energy is just the stillness seemingly, right? So when it seems to when the honeymoon period seemingly is over, although this is just a story, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
There's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Mm.
There's almost like this oppositeness of that, right?
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like, now I'm tired. Now I don't want to do anything. Now, there's just no motivation to do anything. It's just this flatness almost, right? Before there
Yeah.
was just this hooray kind of like excitement and trying to do everything. And it's
Mm.
just a story, but talking to a lot of people that have seemingly done a lot of this, one-on-ones and everything seems to appear, you know what I'm saying? Or people that I even hear, that I've not talked to, just this story, the narrative of having this initial, there's nothing to get, there's nothing to figure out, and then there's a period of questioning all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this, it's really very clear here that there's nothing to get or to figure out. And the only reason for that is clear, that every time something comes up, like now I just heard iPhone speak about that there's no God to cling on to, or grace or blessings, and these things seems to come up once in a while as a kind of like, but it's immediately cut. It's very clear that this is not working anymore, and that's the only way this seeming character understands that something has happened.
Yeah.
That is irreversible, but for the rest, everything seems like I just explained. Like there's still this. First time I spoke to you ever, I remember I was this seriousness in this character is still there.
Yeah.
And there's still something here that is not, like, I'm convinced at the same time, I don't know even how to explain it. It's like there's something that doesn't want to drop or go away, and I'm not in acceptance of it. And this thing that is not in acceptance of it is actually not here. And
Exactly. Yeah.
there is a very strong sense that nothing is here.
Yeah.
And at the same time, something is clinging on to the observation of that nothingness.
Yeah. It's
Seeing
again,
that
like,
nothingness is not there, and not being able to drop the one that's sort of like seemingly observing that nothingness is there. It's I don't know how to explain this. It's just something is there that.
Yeah, totally. It's that appearance again, right? You know what I'm saying? Of kind of like, again, that appearance that there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? That seeming kind of like, that character that's not really there. It's just this appearing kind of like almost like an echo, something like a shadow that is always there, but it's not really there because there's really no echo. There's really no shadow. You know what I'm saying? It's, but what is being expressed is that there's clarity, but there seems to be a confusion of clarity or a doubt of clarity, but it's just what is as well.
Yeah, but there's no acceptance of that.
Yeah, of course.
Because like when there's being listened to, there was 2 one-to-ones that came out a week ago or something like that. And I listened to both of them, especially the one with Chris, I think his name was very tangible in its, and I do not have an experience like that. This is not this.
Of course.
And there's something that believes that
there's something that needs to drop still.
Or this shouldn't be like this kind of thing.
And again, I'm saying, and again, there's just another comparison of something that does not need to be compared, right? Because it's just creating a duality, because there's really, that also didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Nothing also happened with Chris. Nothing also happened with you. So nothing is really real in that sense. So when the apparent character makes that real as opposed to my real, then it creates 2 realities, and it creates this mine is more real or theirs is more real than mine. Then it creates this idea that something still needs to happen, when what is being missed is that this is also this. No matter what this is, it's always this. And that's the clarity that seemingly appeared, in that initial 2 months of like that kind of thing, right? There's no comparison.
So where's that initial clarity?
It's always, it's still here.
But it's gone.
It's because there's an idea that it's gone.
So how to get rid of that idea, like
Oh, totally. So that apparent clarity is just another idea. Everything is just an idea. Everything is just an appearance, including this appearance. Right? So it's almost like comparing a dream, a nighttime dream, to this dream right now. Both are equally nonsense. And that's the clarity, that even if it seems like there's a cloudy day today and everything, there's still a sky. Even, there's just a seemingly a day that there's no clouds and it's clear, but there's still a sky. So cloud or no cloud, I'm saying, some people will prefer cloudy, some people will prefer clear sky. This character likes the golden morning kind of like thing, but it sees everything as that now, that golden hour.
But that is not seen here, and this is
but there's no one there. You know what I'm saying? There's no one there. You already admitted it, that there's a. What did you say earlier? That there's.
I just said that it's very clear that there's nothing here, because the minute something comes up where, if you refer to the past, if you refer to the past when there was a intense seeking, that is simply not possible anymore. That is the only evidence that is here of something has completely gone.
Yeah.
But what's left here seems to be all sorts of
confusion.
Or small, even physical remnants. A lot of physical things are going on in this system. That I rarely speak of, but a lot of headaches, a lot of things that just seem to come from, I don't know, out of the blue. But
of course, And Natalie wrote something: confusion and clarity are this. All of this is this, including the headaches, including the bodily things, is also this.
Yeah,
right?
but there's no. I understand it when
Yeah.
I understand the words, but it's not understood.
No, it can never be understood. It can never. Again, it's beyond understanding. It's not just that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just another expression of this. It also appears as headaches. It also appears as whatever. When it's seen that even the darkest, you know what I'm saying, that feeling of like it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like this. It's also this. So no matter what,
I'm just going to keep saying the same shit then, but
Yeah.
like in a way, like, because there's something here
Mhm.
that's looking for, please explain it to me so I understand it.
Yeah, and the one that was wanting to understand it wants to maintain its reality. It's being pointed out here that the one that's asking is also this. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's almost you're trying to say that there's got to be something better than this, because I already experienced this as better. But there's nothing better or worse. It's always this.
Something here is just not understanding that part, that this is the asking is
Yeah.
also this, the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's and we'll talk more. We'll clarify
Yeah.
this.
I'm sorry I keep coming back with
Oh,
this,
no,
but
no,
there
no,
seems
no,
to
no.
be this thing here, like,
Yeah. And it's always going to be this persistent, you know what I'm saying, illusory idea that there's something that I am missing. There's something that I am lacking. There's something that I need to get, and that's what is. There's always going to be this persistent seeming kind of like, thoughts coming up and everything, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's also this.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I can feel also, I come with a little bit of an expectation to these meetings.
Yes, I know.
I sense that inside, like, oh, I'm going to go now, and this time I'm probably going to this, whatever,
Yeah.
So maybe it's just good to speak it out anyway. So
it's good. Yeah, it's good to speak it out. It's good to, it's because it's incomprehensible what is happening. You know what I'm saying? It's ungraspable what this is, right? And trying to grasp it, sometimes it's what happens so that it sees that it's not graspable, that it already is. Sometimes trying to challenge it, you know what I'm saying? Trying to question it, creates this almost like this frustration. But when it gets, the frustration seems to appear over and over that there's really nothing to get, then it's not fed, because the moment that it feeds that frustration, then it creates this idea of what this is.
Yeah, the frustration is there. And also this thing when you say that there's nothing to get and there's no way to get it. And okay, then it's like you're hitting a wall, really.
And that's what it is. It's like hitting a wall, because what happens, apparently, this is just a story again, right? What happens seemingly is that there is this idea that I got something.
What do you mean by that?
There's when there's clarity, right? When there's clarity, there's a grasping of that illusory character saying that I got clarity now.
This is not the feeling here, because I didn't even understand that happened.
Okay.
It's like just, I can't remember having it happening around that.
Because it never happened.
Yes, and that's also how it was experienced. The only reason for why I know something happened is that this whole seeking dropped away in one go.
Yeah.
But I don't remember having an experience of something happening.
No, it's nothing really happened, and that's what's being expressed here. Even this appearance of this frustration is also nothing.
Okay.
This appearance of kind of like this, you know what is it that I'm not getting is also nothing. But that persistent illusion of trying to get something is always going to be what is. I know you're waiting for something to
No, I was thinking I can't even pray about it.
I love you. If there was something to give to you, I would have given it to you.
Yeah, give me something.
But this is just the wall talking to a wall. It will just keep on going. If there's nothing.
Yeah,
I
feel it.
Yeah. And that's the kindest that this wall can do, is not give anything.
Yes,
because
it's frustrating, but understand the kindness of it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on. And again, if there's something that can be given, but if if there was a an indication or even a suggestion that there's something to get, then that's just evil. You know what I'm saying? It's not kind. Because
Yeah,
there's
and-
this, if I say that, Gunvor, just come to these meetings twice a
Yeah.
day and, or, do this, do that, then that
then I
just
will be
creates,
doing that.
yeah. And
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that's just,
Another hook.
another hook, another kind of like
Yeah.
dangling of the carrot.
Yeah.
But although there's nothing to get, we can talk again soon if you like, you know what I'm saying? And
Thank you so
even
much.
on the phone or whatever. Yeah. It's
Thank
just
you
really a
for keep
clarification that
listening.
there's really nothing needed. Even at this, I'm loving the gold and the golden dark theme. And the thing is, even in the darkest is golden. There's a goldenness even in the darkness, right? It's the same.
Yeah.
Even in despair, there is, even in the hopelessness, there's a relief.
Yeah.
Even in the frustration, there's freedom there, because there's really nothing to get.
No.
There's no false hope that's being given. There's no carrot that's being dangled. There's no me that's going to drop away, right? Because rather than saying that it's already this, then it says that, well, when the me drops away, but there's no me that drops away. It's
No.
already this, yeah.
And there is an understanding of that somehow, but I
Yeah.
don't know exactly how to put this in words anyway. So
Yeah, it's hard to, right? Because there's an expectation for the character, you know what I'm saying? It's very tricky because it has an expectation. It
yeah, but
always
there's
wants
something freeing about not being able to put it into words also,
Exactly.
because that exactly tells you that there's not, in a way, it tells you in its own way, there's nothing you can do here because you can't even find the words for what you're trying to figure out because you can't figure anything out.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. We'll chat more.
Thank you for
We'll
this.
chat
Thank
more.
you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Emerson.
Hello. How are you
Hi.
doing?
Great. Mostly. I
What
was,
seems to-
I like the way Gunvor described issues that I think come up for quite a number of us, at least
Yeah.
here. And one of the things that she referred to was the expectation of one of these Zooms. And I had that today, and I thought, well, wait a second. If this, I mean, prior to that point is what is, I don't really need a Zoom to get anywhere,
No.
Hmm.
and it's always, whenever you're thinking about what's next, I mean, assuming you're not planning, what you're going to have for lunch, let's say, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's next. But next, insofar as how you might feel about something,
Yeah.
it's, you're already taking yourself out of, it's as though the me is taking yourself out of this and putting it over there.
Yeah.
So to go over a phrase, there's nothing right or wrong about that. I think I've heard that expression once or twice.
Million times. Yeah. That's the...
But at the same time, that action or the seeming intention behind that action is something that can be recognized by no one.
Yes.
Sometimes. But there's no control over any of that.
No. I you know what, the frustration with it, it always stems with this. There's got to be something better than this. When that
Right,
creeps
right.
in,
Yes.
when that creeps in, right? When that even that feeling creeps in, that, that expectation that there's something better here than what's over there. When there's this idea that there's someone really over there that has got this.
Well,
Go
It
ahead.
also comes up when somebody says like, full on this or
Yeah.
full on that. And you're kind of in a situation of, well, I don't know about full on. It's kind of like, yeah. I mean, I can paste over the word full on to
On
any,
everything. Yeah.
I could paste on the word this,
Yeah.
but there's a seeming distinction where if I were to ask myself, well, is this really peace?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's just words again, right? Your thoughts
Right.
about what seems to appear as this and everything. It's trying to even when it's said that this can't really be fully described, when at the same thing they'll say that contradictory, it's fully this already. Then there's this assumption that someone's got this, someone's already got this, but no one's got this. What this is incomprehensible. It's an appearance. You know what I'm saying? This is just appearing as whatever seems to appear. And the thoughts behind this is just that. It's just a thought. It cannot really be thought about. So in the absence of, again, we'll go back into that. In the absence of thoughts and without any thoughts, what is being seen is the same. It's just ideas that there's something better than this here, than what's not over there. It's just a thought. It's almost like there's this thinking that that there's something that is separate or something that's happening there that I can't seem to get. It's just, again, this appearance of thought seemingly creating a wall of separation, like an idea that there's something that is missing. But there's nothing missing. If there are no thoughts, if there are no words, if there's just pure silence, it's already this. Nothing divides. Nothing is divided aside from words and thoughts, that there's a division, that there's something that's lacking, that's something that's missing, or there's an expectation.
And all that is seen.
Yeah.
And I can tell from what Gunvar was saying, it's seen there.
Yeah.
There's no
Question.
I don't even have a question about that.
Yeah.
But questions come up.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. And there's nothing wrong with that or right about questions that appears, right? It's just this appearance of this, whatever this is, appearing as questions. And it's going to feel absolutely like questions. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like a confusion or whatever. But again, what's being expressed here is beyond questions and answers, because it does not require a question and answer, because it always is, no matter what it is. So there's always going to be this appearance of this separation, this illusion that there's something missing, that there's something lacking, that there's a division. There's night and day, there's a dream, there's others. And it's just this seeming illusion that seems to back up the illusion that this is reality. But none of it is also real. But it's going to feel damn real. You know what I'm saying? When you get a sting from a hornet, it's going to feel real. It's not going to be saying that, oh, it's just what's happening. What's happening is just this appearance of reality, but it's also an illusion. But there's really no reality. There's really no illusion. It's just what is. But I understand what you're saying. It's totally right. There's this, how come there's this seeing that really it's just unquestionable, the undeniability of what is, you know what I'm saying? But how come the questions that arise feels, like questions of what is? But that's also what is. No matter what appears, it's also what is. No matter what seems to, confuse, is just what is. It's like it's always what is, no matter what it is. But what is not what you think of what is. What is not what your preference of what is.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thank you. It's a lot of words about nothing. uh, Natalie goes, peace is effortless, just like all appearances, effortlessly as it is, effortlessly frustrated, mad, sad, happy, everything. Give me a second. I'm just going to get water. Just a second.
Oh, I was going to say something. I guess I turned it off.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Emerson?
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
I just wanted to say, yeah, with what Gunvir said, yeah, that's the only thing really on this end. The spiritual seeking dropped. It didn't drop instantaneously. It ebbed away over the course of maybe a year. I've been at this for 3 years. There's nothing to get. I know there's nothing
Yeah.
to get. Why I keep looking for something because there's nothing here. But then when Steve was saying, the full on, full on, but somehow, I don't know, it, like I said, I whatever I'm going through right now over that story, it's just a story. Everything's an appearance, but it's without having the delusion of the duality, somehow it's more painful. I don't know. And I don't know, maybe the duality, I thought, would I have prayed for what happened?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
why? Yeah, like the
There-
pain,
sorry, go
full
ahead.
on pain.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, I don't have anything
There's no
to
more kind of like fantasy, right? There's no more.
distracted or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something, so it becomes like right in your face.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's the only thing right now I'm thinking about. I'm like, well, why is it like that when you knew this was happening all along? When you know the story.
Yeah.
That
Sometimes in the story, there's also a lot of grief, for seemingly what is held on to, right? It could be a belief system, it could
Yeah.
be relationships, it could
Yeah.
be the grief of hope, right? When you lost your fate, that's also a
Yeah.
lot of grieving there. And it's often not talked about it, but it can be really this flatness, right? There's kind of like this loss of like energy, kind of like what Gunvor was saying earlier, right? This kind of like, oh, right? It's almost like this seeing that there's really nothing that can be held on to anymore. It's like all of the lifesavers, all of the seeming kind of like hope lines, you know what I'm saying, that is held on to. The loss of faith, the loss of hope, the loss of um in the opposite, it could also be relieving, right? Because that's seemingly what could have been
And it's
it maintaining the suffering, right? You know what I'm saying?
not
Because
relieving.
it's like chasing the never-ending carrot, the carrot of something. And then all of that tiredness, all of a sudden, it's kind of like, oh, it was all for nothing. So that grief about that can seemingly appear as well, right? And again, this is just a story. This seeming kind of like frustration, the like, what the hell? But there's no more kind of like echo chamber that you can say that, well, I'll just pray about this, or hope about this, or I'll manifest this and everything. So when that cannot not that's not even available anymore, it's like free falling, kind of like what some I think it was Tony or Kenneth that mentions that is free falling, and there's nothing that you can hold on to anymore. It can be really scary, but can also be liberating at the same time. When there's
Yeah.
nothing to grasp anymore, there's nothing to hold on to, there's nothing to hope for anymore, meaning that it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
it's over, right? And
so, but there's something different.
yeah,
You know, there's something that I can't explain it. There's no word for it. There's
Yeah.
just thing.
and there's going to be many last
And I don't-
attempts to kind of like still grab it, right? But you can't grasp anymore. You're like, damn it.
I don't know if it's going to happen with the next, you know, something else. I mean, it's a whole different kind of reaction, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can use, and you know, that doesn't even make sense. But there's something different in the reaction.
Yeah.
It's really different. It's full on, and it's like, boom. Yeah.
Someone expressed this to me in a video in a private one-on-one last week, that it feels like sobriety, and there's a lot of what do you call that, when you're sober, there's a lot of, can't remember the word that was said, not relapse, but a lot of kind of like everything coming out that's not needed anymore, and it's hard.
Everything calming down.
A coming out that's not needed anymore. It's like almost like, you know, everything is being released, right? It's you know, when there's a lot of intoxication with belief and you know, and you know, or the belief of something to happen next, there is a
It's really like there's no separation. That's
there's no
what
separation. Yeah.
There's no separation. Like, I'm there. You see?
Yeah.
That's what happened. I'm there, and that's what happened. That never happened before. There's like just no separation.
Yeah, that's
And I
it.
like it.
That's it.
It's
It's like all of a sudden looking out, and everything that you're looking at and what's looking, there's no separation.
It's same thing. Same thing.
It's like,
I don't like that feeling at all.
yeah. There's no one witnessing it. There's no one behind it. It's almost like, what the hell? There's nothing separate here.
To your stomach, you get headaches and nausea and stuff like that. That's the reason Gunvir said she has head. That's what happens. You make yourself sick.
Yeah.
What feel to me is there going like, you know, something is fucked up here.
Yeah.
And that's why, because there's really no separation. I separated for many, many years, of course.
Yeah.
That, and then now it's not. There's no separation, and I'm like, that's what it is. I'm just looking at it. It's looking back at me. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, and it's incomprehensible, isn't it? You're like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Right? It's impossible, right? It's when I'll expand more about this in the next meeting, but it's almost like when you see this, there's no you that's seeing this. It's just this seeing this.
It's just so horrible. I hate to say it.
Oh, I remember the word. It's withdrawals.
Withdrawals.
Yeah. Right. So when there's this intoxication, almost like the withdrawals, like, oh, that's harsh, right? It's like the pain of that. There's already a seeing that there's nothing next, but there's also this withdrawal that there's something that needs to still happen, right? And that seemingly gets purged, or you know what I'm saying, that just seems to appear out of nowhere. But there's already clarity that there's
what my is about next is if this that was at quite a distance impacted full on, what happened? Do I have to go to the hospital? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can't let my family see me crying. They're going to get upset. You know, like, what's wrong with you? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
This is like, and this was at a distance. I don't know what happens when it's up close. That's what I'm worried about it with next, even though there's no next, there's nothing happening, anything. It's all apparency, but yeah. Why
do you remember when this was said that the character doesn't want this? This is what
Yeah.
it means.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one really wants this, right?
Nobody
Because
wants this. I wish I
nobody
could go
wants
back.
this.
I
It's
wish I could go back. I would give $1 million. Think I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm
no,
not.
no.
I would go back in a heartbeat.
There was this when
I don't
this
like.
character was in La La
So,
Land, right? Of all of the spirituality and all that kind of stuff, right?
yeah.
There was a lot of despair, but there was also a lot of how do you say it? Wishful thinking. The wishful thinking is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God. Wishful thinking.
You're like, oh shoot. Yeah, right. That's right, Natalie. There's no one that's choosing anymore. You're like, so it's like, oh,
Oh,
oh.
wow. Oh,
I guess there's
and
nothing that can be done about this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing that can be done. There's no going.
Nothing. Yeah.
Ah,
You can't even
okay.
manifest something else.
Let me manifest. Let me get the
Let me
candles.
manifest something else, but that's
Oh,
not.
shit. Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
no.
Well, anyway, just, I could relate to that at all. I mean, I can.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, and we're going to be
Yeah.
chatting soon. So, yeah,
Okay. Thanks.
thank you.
Okay.
Some of the emails keep on popping up and saying that, did you lock me out? There's some people are taking it personally. I'm so sorry. Maybe the next meeting I'll also release it on YouTube so that people can have access to it. But yeah, I remember someone telling me that they went to a Kenneth meeting and for about 5 minutes, there was nothing happening. So the person thought that they were locked out, and they felt really, really hurt by that. So that's why I'm trying to respond to the email that no, you're not locked out. It's just an error with the system. I don't know. I don't know why people are locked out and why people are not locked out. It doesn't seem to. And it's not a paywall. I do not put paywalls. Everyone's free to come,
I did get
regardless.
I did get an email from Zoom, and they're starting to charge now. And they said if I don't start paying by such and such a date, I forget what the date is, that I'm going to be cut off or something, or something like, I don't know. I don't know what it
That
was.
must
40,
be a scam.
40, a scam?
Yeah, because people that are not, that's a scam. Yeah. It should be free for attendees,
For
right? So
attendees. Right.
yeah.
Well, then they said we're cutting you off. There's something, they cut you off in 40 minutes. They cut me off in 40 minutes. And then they sent another email and said, see, you better pay.
Oh,
But they cut me off after 40 minutes.
open up a new Zoom account, because it
Yeah.
should not be that way. Maybe you have signed up for the one of the thing that you are
Yeah. I
a
don't know what I signed
a
up
host
for.
or something. Yeah. But
I got to
attendees should not
those.
have any limitations, or it's a scam.
Well, then it must be a scam, because
Yeah.
they shut, but how could they shut my video off? They did. I forget who I was watching, and they shut the thing off in 40 minutes.
No.
I
So-
missed the best part, the part where I was going to fall away. Yeah. Anyway,
Someone just
I
messaged me saying that I also tried it on my phone. Also says it's locked, so it is personal. It's Lila. No, Lila, it's not personal. Oh man. And I was so excited to make up this makeup. So I guess I have to make up another makeup meeting for this one. But thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Oh no. Hi, Emerson. Since everyone's mentioning about the seeming suffering after the seeming dropping away, I thought this was about freedom. um, the seeming story, you know what I'm saying? It's just everything is just a story, including this, right? There's this seeming grieving of what seems to be held on to in the story. There seems to be the most important thing, well, not most important, the most common thing is the grieving of the apparent character. So there's a lot of seeming investment in that character, that investment in the character being right, the character being real, the character being the central point of everything. When that's seen as just simply not there, um, then there's a negotiation that seems to appear from that character, although it's not there, to maintain its reality, to maintain, even though it's already bottomed out, meaning that it's like the way that I like expressing this is kind of like I heard this from someone else too, so it's like when there's an electric fan that seems to be running. When you unplug the power cord, the fan's still rotating and there's still going to be an up and down, up and down, up and down, although there's no more power to it. So the up might be this euphoria that there's nothing needed, and then the down might be, you know, a sadness that there's nothing needed. But it's just this intensity, and there's this, you know, but there's no more running it. It's kind of like what Stephen, what Gunver was saying, that it's already seen that there's no one seeking, or kind of like, you know, what Betty was saying, that the seeking energy is gone, but there's still a fan running, right? That is sometimes just this grief that there's really nothing to get, the grief that there's really no one to pray to, the grief that there's simply nothing. And that can swing into in the story anyway, swing into this relief that there's nothing needed, there's no one to pray to, there's nothing after. It's always this. But it's still going to position that there's something needed. But it's just what is. Hi, Emerson. Someone's emailing me to see if I get in the meeting. What should I say? Just be honest that you got it in. There was no lock set up or anything, so it's just I think I upgraded my Zoom, and I don't know what happened. This has never happened before, so I'm going to send another email, you know, for the 3 o'clock meeting. But yeah.
Maybe you could just say only the enlightened ones got in.
The chosen ones.
Yes.
That would not go very well. Of course, there's no enlightened one, just in case.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes. Someone said, "Is this the inner circle?" No. You made it. I'm just kidding. Yes, and it's going to take years to get into the inner circle. There's no guru here, so the entry is cinnamon rolls. Oh no, someone just wrote me that they're having a panic attack because they're thinking that they got kicked out of this meeting or not allowed. If I can call them. I'm so sorry. It's nothing personal whatsoever again. Um, I'll try to make I'll change, check your emails back. Maybe I have to fix something with the Zoom settings. Maybe a new link or something is necessary, or having it live on YouTube as well. But yeah, nothing was it was not intentional. So I'm sorry, but there's no one that did any kind of like blocking or anything.
Isn't it so funny how the mind just takes something and just, even though
Oh
there
yeah,
is no mind, this just like
it
random thoughts just coming up like, what? Why am I locked out?
yeah.
I really had something like that happen to me a while back on another meeting. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm locked out. And then it's just like, oh, okay. Oh, well, I guess I'm locked out.
Yeah, I'm getting emails like, did I do something wrong? What did I do? Like,
Yes.
and it's
Yeah. Like, what could you have done wrong? There is no you anyway.
yeah. They're just thinking that that there's maybe something that
Yeah.
that offended this character, and
Yeah.
they're been blocked or something, and they think it's personal. And it's funny because half of the people that are messaging are stating very similar things, right? It's like it's that there's something that I must have done wrong, or or um is there any way that we can talk about it? There's almost a negotiation, or and it's going to be anger soon, so the next meeting is going to be fantastic. It's going to be
No, that'll be awesome.
it's going to be a lot of pent-up anger.
Lots of tears and
Yeah.
then
Or
laughter.
relief, or
Yeah,
relief, or
relief.
relief, saying they're like, okay, what? It's not just But yeah, I
Oh.
remember someone sharing to me that, I'm not going to name that, they thought that they were locked out of Kenneth's meeting, but Kenneth was just like 5 minutes late, as Kenneth sometimes is.
Yeah.
So the person was really taking it personally. And when the character came and said, "I am so sorry, I'm late."
Yeah.
Nothing personal about this. Yeah. But maybe we'll have I'll extend the other meeting for a longer one. I don't know, if there's a lot of questions, we can do it a 3-hour meeting. But thank you, Natalie. Where are you off to?
Oh, I'm just off to work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be
I'll-
driving today.
I'll see you. I'll see you at 3.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it might be too late now to restart the meeting. I'm not really sure what happened. So after this meeting, I'm going to check to see the settings and everything. So I have to, instead of a breakout room, I'm going to have to stop it, unfortunately. Hope that's okay. And you guys can sign in. What I'll do is I'll try to get the meeting. I'll have this back on again at 2:00, like an hour earlier, to make sure that everybody gets in. And I'll have a breakout room by then. So I'll just open it. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Well, if there's no more questions left, we're going to end this meeting so I can fix the situation and respond to a lot of emails. Unless you have any questions, if you do, please go ahead.
So
Oh, hi.
I'm not. Sorry, I'm confused. So in UK, you're coming back at what time? Toronto time?
3
7
o'clock in
Yeah.
3 o'clock in Toronto time. So
3, 4, 5, 6, 8 o'clock here.
8 o'clock in UK.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that will be 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours. We'll see if
2 to
there's
3
any
hours.
questions. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there was I think I'm gonna have to put it on YouTube so that people can access, just in case something happens. And but yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding of all of the glitches and everything. So
Thank you, Emerson.
bye-bye.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.